Hi, everybody. I am Michelle Skoczek, and it is Wednesday, October 11th, so it's time to talk about earning income. And I hope this video works because I've already had some country internet issues. So if it doesn't work, then I might just have to record this, but we'll do our best while we're here. So I am super honored to be a part of this, and I am taking a ton of notes myself. I just love this group because it's so many leaders from different teams. You get a fresh perspective, and so no matter how new or experienced we are, these are the skills that we're talking about that build the foundation that all of us have to do daily, weekly, monthly to grow. And if we're not growing, we're declining. And many of us have experienced that. So I'm learning right alongside of you. And let me start first with a little bit of my story. I started in Young Living about 7 years ago. Loved it right from the start, like so many of us do, correct? Yes. And so I turned to April and I was like, let's start teaching classes. Yeah, you go first. And so we did. And to be honest with you, like the money wasn't really my motivator. It was really educating people. I felt that charge myself, just empowered with the education of it, and I wanted to pass that on to other people. But I remember when the paychecks started rolling in, and I remember a friend of mine said, like, do you make enough to pay for your oils? And I remember at the time, it's so funny because I don't remember when it was, but I just remember her asking me the question. And I was like, well, yeah, if I could possibly spend $500 a month, which even at that time was inconceivable. I was like, yeah, I am. I'm paying for my oils. But then the next point at which I really remember like it being a pivotal thing. I remember right where I was standing in my bedroom, and I remember showing my husband an $1,800 paycheck. And yeah, he called me his sugar mama. But it was a shift. We could feel that shift because for our family at that time, that was the point at which what I was doing started to really impact us, and started to become that point at which we could prioritize my business and teaching classes. Okay, so I want to get you to catch a vision for that, even before it actually impacts your family, because the truth was it was impacting our family before that, and I had zero vision for what that could be. So it pretty much hit us like a brick wall, like, oh my gosh, what is this? So I just want you to catch a vision for that way before then. But let's talk about earning income. Okay, show me the money, right? Now, if there's a part of you that makes you feel uncomfortable, like somehow money shouldn't be your motivating factor, that it should be more altruistic and you should just want to help the world. That's a whole video in and of itself, but let me just tell you, get over it, okay? Because the fact of the matter is, unless the money is coming in, you're gonna switch your priorities and you're gonna start doing something else. So, there is something that Brendon Burchard, I am a huge fan of Brendon Burchard, and he has a PDF that you can Google, and it's called 10 Steps to Achieving Anything Faster. And sometimes it's called 10 Rules for Success, blah, blah, blah. But it's basically, there's a PDF of it, and one of those things, and sometimes it's 10 ways to know that you'll succeed, but they are definitely rules of success. And one of them hits this point dead on. You have to succeed, and you have to show the fruits of your success in a relatively short period of time, or you will grow frustrated and you'll move on to something else. So the whole point of that is I want you to be familiar with how you will earn a paycheck, and I want you to gear your activities toward earning that paycheck. There is nothing wrong with that, and there is nothing wrong with you training the people who come alongside you to do that exact same thing, to earn a paycheck, okay? So for this video, I want you guys to log into your VO. And if that means pausing this video, fine, do that. Pause your video and log into your VO. And we're going to learn a little bit about the compensation plan. So once you're logged in, I want you to go to Member Resources on the left-hand corner. And under Member Resources, it comes up with a whole bunch of quick links, and then at the bottom you have your categories. Those are resource categories, and they're big green blocks. I want you to go to the one that is Compensation Plan. Now that page, it'll have 3 PDFs on the top, and at some point you should print those out. They're not all entirely relevant for right now, but it's good while you're looking at things to be able to kind of like bounce between and kind of see what that is and kind of see what that is. But the third PDF is all the definitions, but it's really the one that explains the Fast Start bonus, and we'll talk a little bit about that, and that gets a little bit of detailed. So that's on page 6 of the third PDF. So at some point you'll want to be able to counter-reference that one. So after those 3 PDFs, then you'll see the videos, okay? These videos are great. It starts with the full video of all the compensation plans, but then Genius, they have them broken down into all the separate sections. So you can just watch the section that interests you, okay? You don't have to watch through all of the videos, but then when you get to like generational plan, you can watch that one about 8 times over like I had to, okay? Once it becomes more relevant. It's not really relevant for right now, but you'll watch those videos later. It's just sort of, it places a foundation for your understanding, and it's something that you'll want to go back to and watch again and again and again. But we're going to do this practical walking through the VO and walking through your paycheck right now. Another resource for watching videos is Monique McLean's cute videos. I love them. It's under ohmyoils.com, and it's ohmyoils.com. So that's another place to get another perspective of the comp plan. If you can't jive with the way that they're explaining it on those videos, watch Monique's videos. Again, another perspective. You might be able to understand a little bit better depending on how you learn. But really the best way is to see it for yourself. You can watch all the comp plan videos, and you can print out all the PDFs and read them and read them and read them. And sometimes it's just a matter of looking at that in a practical way. That's what really helped me really understand what it was. And it will inspire you to do those things that actually earn that income. So go to your VO, and all the way at the bottom on the left, I don't know how if this is reversed, on the left, and you'll click on My Account all the way at the bottom. And then under that, you'll click on My Commissions. Then I want you to click on a commission statement, and you're actually clicking on the check number. That is hyperlinked. And that will actually show you all the different forms of income, and then actually break down how much money you made on each section. And you can see to the member how that was paid to you. So on the first level is your customer income. Okay, this is the money that you earned off of anybody who signed up under you with a retail account. They did not get a member kit. They didn't get a starter kit, and they're paying full retail. And you know the difference between the retail and the wholesale price is 24%. That 24% is actually going to you. And while that might sound great, there is no long-term gain here whatsoever. You would rather have 10 members signing up members than obviously 10 members, than one member signing up retail and you earning 24%, okay? So hopefully you don't have a whole lot of these, okay? And if you do, you should be contacting those people because they are buying retail. And sometimes that's what people want to do. I had one person in particular who was like, nope, I'm buying retail. And sure enough, the next month, she was ready for wholesale. Those oils, as we know, sold themselves, and she wanted her wholesale account because she certainly didn't want to be paying retail. And so I have even a customer letter that I will mail to everybody, and that everybody that signs up on a customer account on a retail, and it says, oops, you signed up for such and such, and sometimes that's when people are placed under me that are retail and not personal friends. Personal friends, certainly I know, like, okay, do that, but then I'm gonna bug you about getting your wholesale account because you're ready. Okay, so after you see that, you want to look at the Fast Start bonus, okay? When you click the down arrow on the Fast Start bonus, you're going to see two levels. You're going to see level 1 and you're going to see level 2. So let's talk about level 1 first. You are earning 25% on these people, on these orders, okay? It is that 25% is the first 3 months of somebody you have personally enrolled, okay? So what does that inspire you to do? It should inspire you to educate your new members in those first 3 months. All the stats are in, and what they say is those people who repurchase within the first 3 months are your long-term members that stick with this. Okay, so don't drop your members in the first 3 months. Educate them, get them using their kit and purchasing something else, and getting on Essential Rewards. Of course, that would be the best thing, right? So because you're going to earn 25% on that. And why do they give you 25%? Because they know that stat that says that if somebody repurchases in the first 3 months, they're likely to be an active member for years to come. So they want to reward us with that. And when we see that we're rewarded with that, that encourages us to educate those people, right? So that's why it's so important to be looking at how they're paying you. They're paying you to encourage behavior that actually is for your long-term organizational growth, okay? So it's not just about, I want to see where my money's coming from. This is all about encouraging behavior that actually encourages your organization to grow. That's what I just love about this comp plan. So let's move on to level 2. So level 2, you're making 10% off of members' orders. Okay, where's that 10% from? That 10%, who are those members? Those members, this is so exciting. Those members are people that were enrolled by one of your personally enrolled members. Boom, do you get it? Somebody that you enrolled somebody. Do you know how exciting that is? Like, that is everything. It's not just you doing it and sharing the oils, it's somebody else doing it. Okay, so now we want to encourage to do that, right? So what do? We teach and encourage our new members to enroll somebody. And there's, of course, many ways to do this. But you know how I do it? I do it before they've even enrolled themselves. So when I'm enrolling somebody, we get to that first page where it says to put in a member number of your enroller and sponsor, somebody who referred you, right? And so as I'm telling them my number, I say to them, when you finish your enrollment, you're going to get a member number 2. And just like I got a member number. And when you tell somebody else about the oils, okay, and they get their membership, you'll have them put your member number in these 2 blanks, just like I'm having you put my member number in these 2 blanks. So even before they've gotten their member number, I'm telling them how to replicate this process, okay? And so that they can see that they can do this with somebody else. So I'm doing that right away, and I love that. Okay, so the next section is your unilevel. So you click the down arrow and you can keep clicking till you can actually see those individual members who have made purchases, and you can actually see how much they purchased and what your percentage is. So what does this inspire you to do? It inspires you to keep track of and to educate your entire unilevel. It doesn't matter who actually enrolled those people. They're your unilevel, and you have some responsibility to continue to educate them, and you'll be fairly compensated for that. See how that works? I love it. Okay, and that's where we get into like showing them different groups on Facebook, sending them material, and just generally keeping track of those people. And you know, when we talk about educating people on Fridays, this includes your entire unilevel and even below, and you'll see why when we get to our generational bonuses, really. So the next section is the Rising Star Team Bonus. Now, this could be a video all in itself, and I do really encourage you to go ahead and watch the comp plan videos that are all about the Rising Star bonus. It really is, this bonus is really a combination of those enrolling skills, educational skills, getting people on ER, that's a skill that we're developing in this silver bullet. And it also is something that, again, will get its own video, but I'm just going to touch on it here today, and that is strategic placement. So you will simply not maximize your income and the income of your team unless you do strategic placement. So the majority of my paycheck is based on generational bonuses. And what I mean by that is it is based on silver leaders. So you really want to be getting all of your team focused on reaching silver, okay? And the Rising Star bonus helps you get an eye towards doing that, okay? So again, maybe a little bit more detail than I wanted to get into today. And again, because it has so many different levels and so forth, and again, so many great resources on just the Rising Star Team bonus. And again, I know we're going to talk about strategic placement. I'm a big fan of strategic placement because really what it is it's encouraging other people on your team to be successful. Okay. And there's some fantastic ways to do it and some fantastic principles of doing it. So I know that we will be addressing strategic placement and all the nuances of it in here. But for right now, I would love for you to look at look at your recent paychecks, go through your different paychecks, and just let it inspire you. What does it make you want to do? Like I go through my paycheck and it's pretty much like a to-do list for me. Okay. So also I don't want you to get too overwhelmed. Don't expect to understand or get bogged down in trying to understand the comp plan. If spending hours upon hours and trying to just trying to understand the comp plan, that is not an income producing activity. I tell you this because it should lead to a particular activity, okay? But just to know it is not a great way to spend your time. And I don't want you to get frustrated with it either. It will come with time and with experience in it. And what I encourage you to do, like, okay, unless you're totally a numbers person, some people are like, oh my gosh, I got that right away. You've either done something similar where you've had a comp plan like this that you've understood, and so you're, basing it off of that, or you're a numbers person and we might just have to have lunch someday. But if you're not, then you'll circle back to these videos as you get closer to silver, and you'll have particular questions. So just kind of keep these as resources, but always be looking at your paycheck and seeing where your money's coming from. Compare paycheck to paycheck. What if your unilevel pay went down? Why is that? Like, not necessarily who's dropping off, but what are you maybe not paying attention to? Maybe you haven't been encouraging other people to enroll other people. Okay, so you can kind of compare different paychecks and see where you're getting paid in this month, and as long as it's inspiring you to focus your activity and education and skills in a particular area, don't worry about it. The income, understanding the comp plan will come, but again, I love the comp plan because it really does work exactly towards inspiring us to do certain activities and to support our downlines and our membership in the way that we should. So, and those are our income producing activities. So I hope this has been helpful for you. Thank you for joining me, and I hope you have a great Wednesday. Comment below with any kind of questions or maybe other comp plan videos that you have seen, and have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.